Hey everyone, welcome back to Life Lessons. This is lesson number 4. And today we're going to talk about something that I think is a danger that can creep into guys' lives that they may not notice. In fact, they actually may consider it a good thing, and that is the danger of comfort. I have been noticing a lot of kind of media on this. One of the quotes that I saw for quite a while was from Henry Cavill. And if you don't know who he's the guy who played Superman in the DC movies. And he said something interesting. He says, comfort is a drug. It's addictive. Give a weak man regular sex, good food, a cheap entertainment, and he'll throw his ambition right out the window. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. And man, wow, there's some serious truth to that. Now, I kind of kept searching around for those quotes all day from Henry Cavill, so I'm not sure if that's exactly him or not, but I've seen it on social media, so it has to be like half true, right? Well, anyways, whether he said it or not, the premise is so true. Give guys, regular sex, food in their belly, and cheap entertainment, and their ambitions will go out the window. And that is, that's a danger that will creep in. And I just saw a video or a reel from Jordan Peterson a couple weeks ago. I think my wife put it on her stories and Instagram, but it basically said that guys will trade what they're capable of. They'll sacrifice what they're capable of to be comfortable. And that's a danger that will easily creep in, especially as you get older. I'm 55 years old, and I know what it's like to be that old grouchy guy on the porch saying, get off my lawn, because I don't like things too loud. I like to be comfortable, the body aches, all that kind of stuff. And you could easily sacrifice what God wants you to do and also what you're capable of doing, just simply because the fact is you want the creature comforts of life. And there's nothing wrong with sex between a married man and a married woman. There's nothing wrong with having your belly full. That's actually a good thing, because a lot of people in this world go hungry every night. And there's nothing wrong with entertainment. But when those are the goals, you'll see all the rest of your goals just go by the wayside. And so, I just want to encourage you guys, don't sacrifice what you're capable of. God has created you with this incredible passion. He's created you with this incredible capability and giftings, and don't throw it out the window. Don't throw it by the wayside just because the fact is that you don't want a little bit of pain. It's outside the comfort zone where all the great things are accomplished. It's outside that comfort zone where you discover who you really are. The comfort zone is crowded with people who are always talking a big game and falling short of what God has for them. And you are capable of so much more. And honestly, most of us have no idea what we're truly capable for. You hear these stories. I was teaching in church yesterday, and I was sharing the stories about I shared the story about these two guys who went out fishing from Montauk, Long Island, and one of the guys fell off the boat, and the boat was an autopilot, and the boat just took off, and this guy had to literally float in the water for 12 hours before the Coast Guard found him. And most people, man, after just a few minutes of being in the water, they'd kind of give up. But obviously with his experience, he didn't. But he found solutions and set goals, and he was able to last in the open water for 12 hours. Can you imagine that? But that is how God has created the human spirit and the human body. We are capable of so much more. The question is are we willing to push ourselves? Are we willing to get outside our comfort zone? Everybody wants what they want, but they don't want to go outside their comfort zone. They want to have a set little agenda. They don't want any kind of pain. They don't want any kind of awkwardness. And honestly, you have to go through all that. And one of the things that probably prevents people from going to fully realizing their capabilities is the fear of failure. I've seen that derail so many people. They're afraid of looking stupid in front of their friends. They're afraid of messing up. That will derail what God has for you time and time and time again. The best people who've accomplished the most things in their lives have the most failures. And if you think of Alexander Graham Bell, how many times he had to go through a light bulb before he got a working model. It was just absolutely incredible. Hall of Fame hitters only hit the ball for hits 3 out of 10 times they go to a bat. Okay, that's amazing. Deion Sanders said hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things he's ever done. And here's a Hall of Famer in football. He's a great football coach. He played both baseball and football at the same time, and he still says to this day hitting the baseball. But even the greatest hitters only hit at most 300, 350, and that means that they're striking out, they're grounding out, they're doing all those other things. They're failing 7 out of 10 times. And if they were afraid of failure, they wouldn't go up to the plate, and so I just, I want to encourage you guys, don't be afraid of failure. In fact, stretch your capabilities, stretch your possibilities, be willing to step out and do something new, be willing to do something that will get you to the point that you have to, and you have to put yourself out there, and if you fall on your face, learn the lessons and keep going. And, and honestly, I mean, in ministry, I've tried a lot of stupid things and I've failed a lot of times and I've received a lot of criticism. But the people who are criticizing are the people who never try anything. The ones who look cool, the ones who dress right, the ones who, they don't go outside their comfort zone. And honestly, they can have it. You can be cool all you want to. But you know what? I live a very satisfied life because I'm not afraid to try things. Now, I do need to put a lot more time into planning things, and I probably need to kind of step back and get some counsel sometimes. But if you're ever going to be reaching the capabilities that you are gifted with, you have to be willing to stick your neck out there, and don't be shy. Don't be reserved. Don't be overly cautious. Be willing to dream. Be willing to envision what could be. Because nothing great has ever been accomplished in the comfort zone. Nothing spectacular has happened without its failures, without its attempts, without trying to figure things out, and going through great trials. It says the overnight success, the one-hit wonders. It was 20 years of trying, 20 years of practice, and then everybody's like, oh, you're this overnight success kind of thing. And it's like you have to put in that time, you have to put in that effort, but don't let your comfort zone be the thing that holds you back, especially when you're young. As you're getting out of high school, you're getting out of college, you're kind of entering into adulthood, and you don't have the bills, you don't have the reservations. You may have people's expectations like, oh, you got to get a job or all these kind of different things, but don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to stick your neck out there, and don't settle for just settling down, because the fact is that there's so much stuff out there, and you don't know what doors and what avenues God's going to open through you doing that. And if you just stick back and do the safe thing, rely on being comfortable, man, you're going to live a dissatisfied life. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And you gotta be willing to try. You got to be willing to risk it, and see how God is going to use you. Yeah, and there will be a lot of naysayers. There will be people who will criticize what you're doing. And honestly, they're not criticizing you. What they're doing is that they're insecure because they haven't stuck their neck out there, and so they're trying to keep you back where they are at, so that you don't make them look bad. Okay, now they'll never articulate that, but if you look at the pattern of their life, you'll see people who may have tried and failed once and they said, this is not for me, the pain's too much. But if you're willing to push through the pain, if you're willing to dream big, if you're willing to work at it and try it over and over and over and learn from your mistakes, go for it. Go for it. But listen, you are capable of so much more than what you can possibly have imagined. And God has, God has equipped us that way. And so our human spirit, our human abilities can be stretched much farther than we can possibly imagine. So I'm just going to challenge you guys today to make sure that you're being that person. Choose what you're capable over being comfortable every single time. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.